You can never make me feel envy. When I know deep down you feel empty. That's why you overcompensating. Your moves don't match what you be saying. I wanna stay but you be playing. How many times I gotta say this?
Yeah.
Alright, baby, I'm about to start my video, okay?
What's up, gang? My name is Janique, and this is Jenny TV. I'd like to thank you so much for tuning back in today. If you are a returning subscriber, I appreciate you so much for just trusting me with your content. If you are new here, go ahead and lock in with me by clicking on that subscribe button and also by clicking on that notification bell. That way you never miss an episode of what I'm doing here. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about my experience with colorism and, you know, just being dark-skinned in America. If you're interested in hearing more about that topic, go ahead and stick with me until the end of the video. Let's go ahead and get started. So I want to start off by saying I truly understand now what God means when he says the last shall be first and the first shall be last. Because I feel like I've been put last all of my life. And I'm just now seeing results of me really being put first. And when I say first and last and all this hierarchy that I'm referring to is in life in general. I am so grateful that dark skin is now being accepted in today's society. But I've had to live like this my whole life, right? So there was a time when I was younger that my skin was not really accepted. My skin was looked at as a negative thing. So I'm just happy to be in the space that I'm in today. I am so grateful and so honored to have darker skin, but this skin has come with a lot of responsibility. This skin has come with a lot of negative experiences that I've had in life, but I know ultimately this skin will get me exactly where I'm going, and I was meant to be born just like this. This look that I have is going to be what's required, or this look is required for the next step or stage in my life, for my ultimate purpose, my ultimate goal here on earth. This look is required. So there's a reason that I'm dark skinned, and if you're black as well, there's a reason that you're darker skin or lighter skin, but there's a reason that we have the look we have, because it's going to appeal to those who need whatever we have to give. So I want to go through a few experiences that I've had in life and just really show you guys how everything that happened to me was meant to happen to me, and it gave me the confidence that I have today to move forward. Because a lot of people don't like this confidence that I have. A lot of people don't like what I say. A lot of people don't like how I act. A lot of people don't like what I believe. But trust me, if there was another woman, a lighter skinned woman, an influencer, somebody else that's more accepted in today's society saying the things that I say, I guarantee you they'll be all behind it. But because I'm who I am, I'm having to prove myself more. I have to work harder with this dark skin. Like I said, this skin color comes with a lot of responsibility, but let's go ahead and jump into it for real. So I've really always been this color. And if you notice, like I have like a straight line going down my arms here, like I'm two-tone, as you would call it, so it's down my whole body. But I've always really looked like this. I haven't really ever changed my look. Like I may change my hairstyle, but everything else is the same. I look this way. I've had this face since I can remember. So I just remember like growing up and having my sister. She would always talk about my dark skin and always want to consider herself light-skinned when she was also a brown-skinned girl. You know, just something little like that, like it's in your household. So I dealt with colorism first in the home. I then experienced it in school a lot. And people would give me a hard time because I was dark-skinned. It's like, I gotta prove myself more. I gotta be funnier. I gotta be smarter. I gotta work harder than everyone else around me because I'm darker skinned. Okay, so yeah, people who had lighter skin, they were put first in the past. They were put first in the activities in school. They were picked first for student leadership. They were picked first for certain games we play in school. They were picked first for a lot of things. But I'm so happy that they got their shine when they did, because now it's my turn. Now it's my turn. So I remember in school not being picked by the guys. You know what I'm saying? Like they would talk to me like with nobody else around. Like we'll have to sneak around and have conversations like during school hours or after school. There was really only 2 guys that in school were brave enough to hold my dark skinned hand. You understand? Stand beside my dark skin, stand beside me with my dark skin. There was only 2 guys I could remember, and one of them actually recently tried to talk to me again, and I'm like, bro, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work, because even that guy that chose me, he chose me in high school, but after that, when we tried to rekindle things, he would always choose a lighter skinned girl over me. And I know a lot of people are gonna be in my comments like, what does skin color have to do with him choosing another girl? Dark-skinned women are always being portrayed as jump-offs. Dark-skinned women are always being portrayed as gold diggers. Dark-skinned women are always being portrayed as so many negative things when it comes to relationships that men don't want to take them seriously. It is so important to me when a man can really be proud of the type of person I am and how I look, and he's not trying to change anything about me, or he's not mentioning my dark skin in a negative tense 24/7. So growing up, I had to experience that. When I joined the military, I actually only had when I was stationed in Fort Sam Houston, I only had 2 other black girls in my unit, and one of them, she would act a certain way to try to distract people from the fact that she was dark skinned. So it was weird to me. And the other girl was lighter skinned. So I walk alone most of the time. I don't have a lot of dark skinned people around me. There's not a lot of dark skinned people in my family. And I just always felt like attacked or made to feel not beautiful or not talented or not enough because I have a darker tone. And it's really crazy that the world that we live in, we have so much going on. You would think the last thing we have to worry about in these days is skin color. But what we go through right now is very telling of where we come from. You know, they came over and we were at peace. Let's just say this. We all originated in Africa, right? We're not from America. We were taken captive because we disobeyed God. And you know what's crazy is in school they don't teach you that the reason the slaves were captured is really because God wanted to punish the people for disobeying his laws. So they brought us over here, and now we're in America, right? They still enslave us, but God raises up Abraham Lincoln, right? Not really, but essentially, God raises up people to free his slaves, free his people a lot in the Bible. You will see, like, he raised up Moses to go against Pharaoh for him to let people go, and that's how they parted the Red Sea and everything. So you see God tell this story over and over again in the Bible that that his people have to be freed. So I had to be freed mentally from the shackles that were placed on me throughout my life by people who saw my darker skin as a threat. And their spirit unconsciously or subconsciously doesn't really know why it's going against me. The spirit doesn't know. But subconsciously, the reason that they're going against me is not because my skin is dark. It's because I'm one of God's chosen people. God's people, special people, the people that he looked over, the people that he wanted to take care of and bring into the land of milk and honey were black people, dark-skinned people. You will see a lot in the Bible that they talk about how a man picked a wife from another tribe and things like that. That's just other races. It's just the same thing, same instances that we had in the Bible. But let me tell you guys how it has really shaped my life. So when I was younger, I remember going to a middle school nearby my home, and I was just regular, and I hated the middle school for some reason because it didn't allow me to be creative. It was just a public school, and I felt like it was really centered around, you know, things that I wasn't exposed to yet. So you have kids in the school having sex, people fighting over popularity and what you're wearing and things like that. And that just wasn't the environment that I like to be in. Even at a young age, that's just not something I was interested in. So I did some research and I found out there was a performing arts school in my city, Charlotte, and it was called Northwest School of the Arts. So I asked my parents to get me into the school. Now my dad was really against it because for the performing arts school, you have to audition to get into it. So you have to have some kind of skill. You have to be able to sing, dance, draw, do art, something like that. So you have to get accepted into this school. So I remember one day specifically that when my dad, he used to try to kill my dreams all the time. So this one time in particular, I told him about the school and stuff. And my sister never thought I could sing, but I knew I could. And I said, Dad, I could sing, right? Because I was arguing with my sister. Dad, I could sing, right? And instead of encouraging me or telling me to work at it or anything, he said, yeah, you sound good, tenor. And I'm thinking tenor like the the tone that you're singing. And I'm like, okay, tenor. He said, yeah, tenor more blocks away. And I'm like, wow. My dad, my sister laughing, my mom laughing, like it's not really funny. But it made me want to prove him wrong. So I went to the school. My mom took me. She said if I got into it, I could go. I went and I sung A Whole New World, the song from Aladdin, and I got accepted into the school. And when I was at that school, that is the most freeing experience I remember ever having from my childhood, because I was able to express myself every day. Can you imagine going to a dance class? Imagine going to an art class. Imagine going to a choir class, and you got band, just all in the same day. Can you imagine what kind of creative abilities you have just from that alone? Like it made me express myself through how I dress. It made me express myself through my hair. It just made me express myself in other ways that I wasn't able to express myself when I was in a public school. So I remember thriving at the school. And I remember my dad hating it. He just hated that I was happy all the time. They hated it. So I remember saving up my money to buy a Sierra album because she included a DVD with teaching you the dances and stuff. So I remember buying that, and I remember coming home every day and I put it in the DVD player and I'm practicing the dances and I'm killing it. One day I got home and the DVD wasn't working. I was like, what's going on? I pulled it out and my sister had literally taken something, and you know how you draw into a CD or you scratch up a CD and it'll skip? She had literally taken this DVD and took something and like pressed into it, and it was like engraved all around the DVD. So I didn't even get to do the dances anymore. So she killed my buzz 8th grade. This is just the type of warfare. This is what I'm really telling y'all about today. This is the type of spiritual warfare that I went through as a dark-skinned person just to stop me from getting to my purpose. So my sister did that, and I could not understand the jealousy at the time. I'm just like, and I also was doing hair. I remember my mom used to braid my hair so ugly. Like, I'm like, yo, why do you want your daughter to look like this? You want me to go to school and get picked on because you went to school and get picked on? It used to grind my gears. So, and again, subconscious, these people don't know they're doing things. They think they just being normal because their parents did it to them. But subconsciously, this is what's happening. There's a jealousy in you that sees my darker skin, that sees that I'm happy, that sees that I'm chosen by God, and you want to kind of dull my shine. So I remember getting on the school bus every day to go to Northwest, and I would change. I was the first stop in the morning and last stop in the afternoon. So I would literally take out my hair, take out my braids that my mom did, go to school. I have my hair all out, because I always had long hair. I had my hair all out, chilling all day, and then when I get home or get on the bus to go home that day, I would braid my hair back exactly how my mom had it. So this is how talented I was at a young age. And she never knew I was doing it. And when she found out, she was like, fine, if you could do your own hair, you're gonna do your sister's hair too. So I used to always have to do my sister's hair, but she was so evil to me, and I could not understand the jealousy. So that Sierra thing happened with the DVD. So right after that, I just felt something happening. I just felt something coming. I got a letter in the mail that was telling me my schedule for the next year, and it said a different school. So it said a technology school as opposed to my performing arts school that I had been going to for 2 years. So I'm like, I'm finna into high school. What's going on? And my mom told me that my dad wanted her to take me out to school. So they went ahead and behind my back, they took me out of this performing arts school. So I used to I was in foster care. Let me take it a step back even. Let me take it even further back. I was in foster care. When I was in foster care, I was dancing. When I got home, my mom used to keep up the dance lessons for me. I went to this performing arts school, and then they take me out of the performing arts school to deter me from my journey. But God is so good. He still allowed me to experience that creative part of my life so I can revisit it when I come back or when I grow up. Again, remember that quote, teach a child the way they should act, and when they grow up, they'll return to it, or something like that. So I'm paraphrasing if I'm wrong. Who cares, really? So I was able to express myself creatively all the way really up until I got into 9th grade. And when I got into 9th grade, they switched me to the technology school, and then I started to experience a whole different world. They wouldn't allow me to run track. They wouldn't allow me to be on the band. They wouldn't allow me to do cheerleading. There were so many things my parents stopped me from doing because they thought they were trying to protect me, when really they're trying to make sure that I do not see myself for who I really am. My parents always acted like I wasn't smart enough to do school. So instead of saving money to help me go to college, instead of starting a college fund for me, instead of making sure I had some scholarships lined up, or just caring about my learning in general, my parents didn't care. What they chose to do instead is coerce me into joining the military before I even graduated high school. So I joined the military a few months before I graduated, and then after I graduated, I stayed at home for a few more weeks, and then I was shipped off to basic training. So my sister, they pushed her to go to school. So it's like, my sister, again, she considered herself light-skinned. So why do you push the light-skinned girl to go to school, but the dark-skinned girl, I have to be put into the military? And they didn't allow me to date, but they allowed her to date. And it's just little things like that. It's like, I always had to have it harder. I had to deal with more because I'm darker skinned. And even in the military, like, for instance, my first sergeant, when I got to my unit in Winston-Salem, he had pulled me aside and asked me to, be his sugar baby. He wanted to date me on the side, and he was married. And I'm like, it's not only disrespectful to ask me to be your side chick, it's insulting that you think you look like this and I'm interested. Like, people always expect you to settle for less because you dark skinned, but I'm just not the one. What really changed the way I thought about my skin color and myself in general was actually another sergeant in the military. And I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I love this man. I love this man because one day he pulled me and my homegirl aside, and we used to always wear leggings because we just wanted to show how fat our butts was. Like, I remember finding out my butt was big. I didn't even notice it was a thing. But after I joined the military and I gained that weight, I had a crazy body. I still do. And I remember just wearing all kind of crazy things when we be on base and when we'll be on duty and stuff. I'm wearing whatever I want to wear around other people, and I could tell that it's getting guys going. But we like the attention. And I remember him pulling us aside one time when we were on duty, and he said to us, he was like, man, y'all are dark skinned. What you think these dudes want from y'all? Like, what you think, like, these dudes are thinking about? Look at how y'all dressing. Y'all got to clean it up. Like, and he sat right there and gave us a whole lecture letting us know, like, we need to value ourselves as women. And I don't know if she remembered this, but my battle, I know you remember Sergeant pulling us aside in the laundry room. He definitely let us know, like, and I remember respecting him so much for even having that conversation with me, because I never had a man sit right there and talk to me and let me know for real, like, you beautiful. And these men are going to try you because you're beautiful, but they're going to make you think that you're not beautiful because of the color of your skin. And I need you to recognize who you really are. And if you want respect, you have to get that respect by earning it. You can't just think people are going to respect you and this is how you're portraying yourself. So when he dropped that message on us, I remember going back upstairs and changing my clothes. I went upstairs to change my clothes because I'm so tapped in at that time. I'm like, you know what? I gotta start treating myself better or holding myself to a higher standard as a dark-skinned woman, or I'm gonna just fall into the same pattern that these other dark-skinned women fall into. So, key example, I saw two rap artists. I don't know one of them name, but the other one's name is Sukiyana, and she they were promoting their video on the Shade Room or something like that, but she dropping it in splits, they twerking, they got on the little shorts, they doing all this. Like, why do you want people to sexualize you so bad? Why do you want to be looked at as that so bad? Why don't you want people to see how smart you really are? Why don't you want people to hear what you have to say and it be something positive, something that's going to lead to somebody else being greater, as opposed to just being a sex symbol? Like, it was so important to me before coming out as an artist, like making a video or making a visual or even making a YouTube channel, that I had my image intact in my head, because I wanted to make sure I could control the way that people perceive me, because I do not want to be perceived as something other than what I am. I'm not a hoe, so I'm not going to sit right here and be dressing like a hoe. I'm not going to be out here talking like a hoe. I'm not going to be out here shaking my ass online and all that stuff, because I understand now my value. When I wanted attention, that may be something that I'll do, but I don't want attention. I don't need it or require it. It doesn't keep me going, because my attention that I get now is from the Lord. So when he says the first will be last, the people who take the easy way to fame, the people who take the easy way to clout, the people who don't care that their skin color really means royalty, and they degrade themselves in order to get a follow or get a like or get some money, those people are not going to be able to sustain in the new world order, in the way that God is turning the world around, in the way that God is making the world. They're not going to be able to sustain, because their blessings count on them being low vibrational. But when God says the last will be first, those who decide to take a different route to success, those who decide to maintain their morals and maintain their values and treat their body as a temple it is, and honor the skin color that they have been given, those people, even though it may take a little longer to get to where you're going to get there. You feel what I'm saying? I thank God that sergeant came in and spoke that word to me, because I would have never known. And God is so intentional. He is so good to us. He'll give you that message for free. You don't even deserve to know that you are royalty. You don't even deserve to know these things, and God will still give you the message. You get what I'm saying? You could be looking at yourself as something totally different than who you really are, because people have made you think that way about yourself. I remember so long thinking that my value was sexual. My value was my body. My value was never my mind, because I grew up not getting the confirmation from my parents that I was a smart young woman. I grew up not getting the confirmation from my parents that I was beautiful. I've never been told by my parents that I was beautiful, ever. I remember my dad saying one time, I'm all right looking. I've never gotten that confirmation from my parents. So I had to teach this to myself. I had to tell myself that I was beautiful. I had to know it myself. I had to be the one to encourage myself. You understand? Like, constantly I run into people from my past who want me to give them a chance at this point. But how can I give you a chance when back then, when my color wasn't cool, when my skin color wasn't in, when it was less accepted by society, and you had that chance to get to know me, you had that chance to be with me, you had that chance to really rock with me, you chose a lighter skinned woman. And it didn't work out for you, because I'm the chosen one. I'm the one that God has his hand on. I'm the one that God works with. So I know how to be a perfect partner. I'm that one. And the one you chose, even though she was lighter and she's more accepted by your family and your friends, and she looks like what you think you should be with, internally her spirit is just not right. You understand? So I hear these people come back and tell me these things about the partner that they chose, and they expect me to be sympathetic towards their situation or empathetic towards them. Like, true story, my ex came back a few days ago. My ex hit me up, and I don't have his number blocked, because I actually do not mind hearing the story of how he's not happy where he is right now. Like, it makes me happy that he's not, and I hate saying that. It sounds like a bad thing, but I don't take joy in my enemies or my ex's downfalls. I don't take joy in it, but it's like, wow, I made a good decision. You understand? Like, I'm glad I value myself enough to walk away from you and let you stay in that situation that you thought was so good for you, because it's more comforting for me for you to come back, for you to come back and be like, you know what, I was wrong. That's what I'm looking for. But he didn't say that. Of course, he just letting me know that he wants to be with me, he wants to marry me one day, and all this other stuff. I gotta give him some time to get out of the situation he in, because he chose a lighter skinned woman. He chose somebody that he thought he was supposed to choose, instead of going with his first heart. Like, and I'm supposed to wait on him. What y'all think I should do? Absolutely not. You understand? Me, my husband, when I meet him, I'll know, because he's going to accept me for who I am and not care about who else accepts how I look, who else accepts my hair type? Who else accepts what type of babies I'm going to be bearing? He's not going to care about any of that. My husband is going to rock with me in my rawest form. My husband is going to love the fact that I am a dark-skinned woman. My husband is not going to care about my eye color being a normal eye color. Like, he's not going to care about any of that. He's not going to care about any of that. So the type of people, and people try to act like the reason they don't choose you is some other reason. Like, let's say what it is. Let's really call it what it is. Y'all need to start calling people out. Like, let's say what it is. Because you'll see the people that they do choose to be with. The people they do choose to take seriously. The people that they do choose to put their all into. And you be like, look, and they are less attracted than you. And this is my thing, right? And I know my confidence is up here now because I've been around the world. Been around the world and I've been around the world. I've traveled a lot. I've seen a lot of things. I've been in a lot of career fields. I've seen a lot of people. And honestly, I'm top 2 and I'm not 2. It's rare to see a woman I think more beautiful than me. I think I'm the best looking thing around. What are you talking about? I am it. Period. And that's how you should feel about yourself anyway. But I've been around the world, so I see the type of competition that I have. So when I end up seeing a guy's girl, I'll be like, this is who you chose. And only for them to come back and let you know they want to give it another try because they realize the person that they saw as fit for them instead of looking at my spirit, they realize that they made the wrong choice. So I have people all the time trying to make me into who they think I should be because I'm dark skinned. Like, I don't feed into the stereotype. I'm not going to be out here twerking my butt off every time I go somewhere. And no shade, no tea to anybody who does choose to go anywhere and twerk and stuff like that. But I ain't just out here dancing for you. I'm just not out here doing that. I remember one time going to the club last year, I think. And when I was in there, I remember a mixed girl being in the section 2, and she kept like turning up. She kept trying to twerk, and she kept doing all this. Like, I saw this extra because at the end of the day, I'm classy on the low. Like, I'm super classy, like on the high. Let me say it's on the high. I'm not gonna sit right here and be dancing all in the club because when you bring me to the club or you invite me to the club, you are asking me to come to be seen. Okay? You clearly want people to know that you got you a bad dark one on the team. So I know my role there. I'm not coming in there to dance. That's not what they even expected from me. So the girl kept like doing too much by me. She finally came over to me. She was like, why don't you dance? Like, turn up. I want you to twerk something. I said, no, I'm not. She's like, why not? I said, because you're doing it already. What I got to do it for? You're already dancing. You don't need me to dance. But this is what I'm saying. People expect you to be a certain type of way because you're dark skinned. I look like this. Like, bro, I'm not in the club twerking. That's what your job is. That's why they got you here. They know you're going to turn up. I'm not finna turn up like that. I'm going to enjoy my drink. I'm finna order me some chicken wings on his tab. What are you talking about? And that's what I'm finna do. This is the type of night we going to have. But it's like, they want you to kind of validate what they're doing. Like, if you want to twerk in the club, you twerk in the club. I think personally, I personally think it's beneath me. Like, I'm not sitting right here twerking 24/7 in the club. Now, if I'm with my man or something, yeah, I may bust a dance move, but that's not my man. These dudes, they not my man. Yeah, he got me here, but he got you here too. So he invited us to the club. I'm not twerking for him. Like, what are you talking about? I'll twerk in the comfort of my home with my man. I ain't twerking just out here in the street. I'm not giving people that show. So, and if I do give people a show, that'll be what I decide to do that day. But I hate when people try to force you to do something. Like, because you see it online, you think every dark-skinned girl is a whore, and it's not. Every dark-skinned girl is not a slut. It's not what it is. I had a guy one time. I met a guy one time, and he was like praising me, like, yo, I really rock with you because your hygiene is so impeccable, and you were just so different than any other dark-skinned woman I've ever known. I said, what does that mean? He's like, normally dark-skinned women are dirty, not put together. They have nappy hair. He said, he listed all these things, and I was so turned off. But I hate that was his experience, but I was so turned off. I'm just like, wow, you really thought that of my color. Like, wow. I just let him know, like, I wasn't interested in moving forward for real. Because if that's the perception that you had of dark-skinned women, he told me he was pleasantly surprised. So, wow, you went into it thinking that I was going to be this way. Like, I can't deal with people who prejudge people. Like, you should go into every interaction with a person with a fresh mind, willing to learn who they are as a person, not judging them or prejudging them based off how they look, or you'll end up missing out on your blessing, hence me. So it's just like, what is going on? But this is also something I want to say to all dark-skinned women out there. Like, you are beautiful. Your skin is royalty. Your skin is gold. There's people out there who go pay to go to places to get skin closer to our color. They go get makeup. They go tan for hours. They go sit out in the sun forever, trying to be the color that we were born as, blessed to be. You understand? Like, I remember the same girls who would call themselves light-skinned when we were younger, and now they want to be dark-skinned. Now they call themselves dark-skinned because it's a thing. It's like, pick a side, please. But I'm so grateful that my skin color is being accepted. I already accepted myself, but you know, we have to wait on the world to see us for who we are. I also want to say that if you are dark skinned and you are waiting on love, trust it is going to come. I don't want you to just settle for anything because you think you can't get better. I promise you, you can get better. There's a man who's going to love the color of your skin, period, point blank. There's a man who's not going to make you a sneaky link. There's a man who's not going to make you a side chick, a mistress, who is going to literally take you seriously and not just try to get sex from you because you dark skinned and he doesn't want to be seen with you. And y'all may think I'm tripping, but this is a real thing. I know for a fact that 75% of my failed relationships wasn't because of anything that I did. It's because of how I look. And it's crazy to know that people are really that shallow, but they'll never say it. They'll never say it. They don't have to say it. They say it enough. They say enough when I see who they choose to be with publicly, when I see who they choose to invest their time and energy in, when I see who they choose to reproduce with. It says it all. So you don't have to say it physically when I know you're saying it spiritually. Even in the workplace, I have to work 10 times harder. I have to do more work to prove myself when someone who is a lighter color than me does half the work that I do and they get the praise. And this is a prime example in my rap career. I've only been rapping for a few years, but I am a better rapper than half the rappers out there, than more than half. I'm in the top 10%, and I have the potential to go as far as I want to go. But you see that a lot of light-skinned women get placed on quicker. They stay in places they stay in positions of power longer, even though their music is mediocre, even though the lyrics are mediocre, even though they're saying the same thing the other ones are saying in the songs. They get the success and they hold these titles because they have a certain aesthetic that the world wants to push to other people in the world as being the look, as being the standard of beauty, when beauty is really only skin deep. The first time you get into an argument with a girl who's a lighter color, the first thing she's going to do is attack your skin color. That's what she's going to do. I don't even understand why they call us black when we're not black. My skin is brown. The color makes no sense. Why are you calling me black when my skin is brown? Why is brown not the aesthetic? I don't get it. But then again, white people are called the color white and they pale, so I don't understand. But I digress. But I'm telling you, stop settling for less because your skin color is darker. If anything, you deserve the best. Again, God said the first will be last and last shall be first. So our time is coming. It's coming. Soon you're going to see us at the top. Soon it won't just be the same type of girl that is getting the success in these different arenas. Because I'm just being honest with y'all. Like, how many light-skinned female rappers do we need? How many do we need? How many mixed? And you know what, I'm not even going to say that because honestly, whatever people get is for them. So I'm not a hater or anything like that, but I'm just saying, like, I want to see some genuine growth with dark-skinned people. You know, they already have the ability to control who goes viral on these platforms. I want to see some dark-skinned people being pushed. I want to see some black, some brown, some dark brown African Americans, and not just the black that people think is acceptable because they want to accept that as the beauty standard. Just like when it comes to my rap career, like my lyrics have to be 10 times harder than the next girl. My image had to be 10 times harder than the next girl. My songs have to hit harder. My songs have to be better. I have to look better. I have to uphold a certain image. I have to do way more. I have to work 10 times harder. I got to release 3, 4, 5 times as much music before I get recognition. I have to make this many videos before I get recognition. Even on YouTube right now, I have a video going viral about a girls trip, but you know, I have 105 other videos besides those talking about God, but that's the one that goes viral. That YouTube is choosing to push me now, and I'm grateful for them pushing me now, because I know everything happens ultimately in God's timing. But at the same time, there's still an underlying cause here to me not being pushed sooner. It's like they're choosing who they want to be pushed, because if people like me see people like me up front and center on your explore page, on your For You page, on your home page on YouTube, then it's going to make them want to get up and go get it too. You know, my skin tone is inspiring. Anything that I do is inspiring for a person with the same skin tone as me. I be telling black women all the time, when they be talking to me about their man problems, when they talk to me about anything they got going on, I tell them, get yourselves together. Get yourself together. I tell any dark-skinned person, get yourself together. Get yourself together. That's what you got to do. You got to look better than the next person. Period, point blank. Go get your fitness in order. Go get your body in order. Go get your body checked. Keep yourself looking good. Don't come out the house any type of way because you're darker skin. You have to go harder. There has to be a certain fire in you to not even want to appear a different way. Hold yourself up as royalty 24/7, because it's not a game out here. They're always looking at you. You can have a light-skinned person and a dark-skinned person wearing the same thing. They both can have a bonnet on. They can have a little scruffy t-shirt, some sweatpants, some messed-up sneakers. I guarantee you the light-skinned person is going to get some play no matter what, even though the dark-skinned person looks better, because even though they got on the same outfit. Because that's what beauty, that's what society has pushed to us as beautiful these days. You got all these women going to get surgery to try to look like somebody that they saw on Instagram, not knowing the person on Instagram has photoshopped their body. So you go see them in person and they look nothing like what you had paid to be. You understand? It's all a facade. Beauty is only skin deep. You're only as beautiful as your spirit allows you to be. That's why some women, they think they look so good on the outside, but their spirit be so evil that it shows on their face. I see some women and I feel like I see demons sometimes. Like, I look at them and in one case they'll look really good and in the next case they don't. I had a friend who I feel like was draining me. I feel like she was so beautiful when we first met, and then when I ended our friendship and I saw her again, she looked horrible. It's like something, it's like a whole nother spirit had took her over. It's like she looked like a totally different person. You know, even her weight is different. But it just tells you the kind of impact that you have on the people around you when you are truly moving from God, when you are truly operating out of your Holy Spirit, when you are truly operating when you're truly operating as a person God wants you to be. That just tells you, like, people sit right here and drain your light. You make the people around you look better. That's why your friends are going to choose you. Those friends that I went on that girls trip with, people in the comments like, oh, they use you as a space filler for money, something like that. Like, no, people use me to look better. Women use me to look better. Women want me around. I used to have a friend all the time. She'll call me and have guys around her like, hey, like, Janika, you come in, like, they want to meet you and stuff like that. I'd be like, yo, you need to relax, because why are you not enough? Why do you need me to come and turn you up? Like, that's why I stopped hanging around girls. That's why I don't go to clubs with no girls. I do not. I go solo dolo, because people will use you to look better. They getting accepted off the strength of you. You understand? You got to recognize that about yourself. Know when you are what you are. You understand? I think so highly of myself because I know my impact on people. I know when I leave a relationship, when I leave a friendship, when I leave a conversation with somebody, I just left them with something that they're going to take with them, if not for the rest of the day, for the rest of their lives. I give you food for thought. I give you something to leave with. I give you something to marinate on. I give you something to implement in your life. You understand? I'm not just out here just talking. I'm so grateful. I think I'm at 447 subscribers right now. I started the year at 32. And to some people it may not sound like a lot, but you try to get on YouTube and make videos about God and try to get a following. Like, I want you to try to do it and let me know how easy it is for you. Like, no, looking the way I look, and I'll tell you, my body is on 10, it's on point. People want me to get on here and show my body off to get these likes and to get these views and to get this acceptance, but I won't do it. I refuse. I'm going to use my brain instead because God has blessed me with one. Period, point blank. I remember having to dumb myself down around people. I remember not being able to talk about the things I wanted to talk about because I wanted people to not see me as this type of black woman. When now I don't care. I don't care what you see me as. See me as anything you want. It's none of my business what they think about me. It's none of my business. I don't care what you think about me. I care about what I think about myself. And every day I wake up and I love what I see in the mirror. My reflection, it turns me on. You understand? Like that's what I feel when I look in the mirror. I love myself. I'll watch my videos 100 times. I don't care. Not really. Not really, but I'll sit right here and just stare at myself all the time because I'm so grateful that this is the person that God has made me into. And I look no different than how I looked when I was younger, but I'm seeing myself through fresh eyes. So I'm telling you, do the same for yourself. You gotta go harder. It's not just for me to do. I'm not the only one that can get on YouTube and make videos about whatever they want to and make no money. Like, I'm not the only dark-skinned girl that can do it. Everybody can do it. Get your butt up here, too. I'm not just here to tell you to watch me all day. You can make your own channel. You can be who you want to be. You can go ahead and have your own following. You can build your own tribe. Like, you can do whatever it is you want to do out here. You don't have to settle for a regular life if that's not what you want. You don't have to settle for that. You can settle for royalty. That's where I'm going to settle at. When I'm royal, when I'm a queen, when I'm on that level, that's when I'll settle. That's when I'll chill out. That's when I'll be content. But until then, I got to keep going. Period, point blank. So if that means I got to make more music, I got to think harder about my rhymes. If that means I got to pick harder beats, if that means I got to take my time with the videos, because I had a videographer, my first video, my videographer, when he pulled up with the video, it looked horrible. I'm like, yo, you are literally not trying to portray me in a great light. Like, what is these pieces and these videos and these clips that you pick for my full video? And I had to literally go through it with him and pick different clips to put in the video. So basically, I edited the video myself. He didn't even do it for real because he had chose these clips of me that were very unflattering. Very unflattering. He tried to act like he did his best when if I was another girl, if I was somebody else, you would have went way harder on that. But because I am who I am and you don't want people to see me for who I am, you're going to try to sabotage me. You got to watch these people, yo. Watch these people. They're jealous of your skin, I promise you. Like, if you dark skinned, no, you are chosen. Period, point blank. God has chosen you. You are a royal people. Okay? You are part of the 144,000. I'm telling you right now. God, he got his hands on us. And yes, we've been through so much in the past. Yes, we haven't been accepted for years. But guess what? Our time is coming. I promise you that. I hope you got something from my message today. Again, this is not to attack anybody who is lighter than me. This is not to say anything but what I've experienced being a dark-skinned woman in America. Again, I have to work harder. I have to be smarter. I have to move better. I have to be classier. I have to do so many things in order to not be perceived in the wrong way, because one little thing from my dark-skinned vessel can change the trajectory of everything that I do. So I have to move a certain way, and I thank God for working with me on that. He wanted me to come on here on this video to encourage other dark-skinned people and let you know that just because it's taking you longer to get to where you're going, understand you are going to be first eventually. The last will be first eventually. I guarantee you, your time is coming. Don't lose faith. Don't give up. Know that your skin is beautiful. Nobody looks like us. Nobody. We all have such unique features. Like, nobody looks like us. I don't have no twins, but you know, people always send me videos of the dark-skinned girl Callie, who has the dreads, the rapper, and we don't even look alike. We're just both dark-skinned. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, I had a girl at the nail salon tell me, like, you look just like my niece. I'm like, really? Let me see. She shows me a picture, and the girl don't look nothing like me. She just had dark skin. She said, even the nose. I'm like, my nose is slender, honey. And it opens up at the bottom. Like, it's not the nose you're talking about. So it's like, stop comparing. I hate that. They be asking you related to people. Like, no, I'm not related to that person. What are you talking about? I'm just dark skinned. Like, stop. But God made me this way for a reason, and I appreciate it. It's just for me to encourage other dark skinned women who are coming up. Like, believe in your skin tone, first of all. And this is to encourage other black people. Stop trying to reproduce with other races to avoid your child coming out a certain way. and I know this for a fact, I know black people do this because I know there's a black woman out there who chose a white father for her child because she did not want to have kids that look like her. She said it's out her mouth, but it's like, your skin beautiful. You understand? Like, it's beautiful to have an all black family. It's beautiful to stay inside of your it's beautiful to keep things inside of your bloodline. And this is no hate to any interracial couples. I support anything. Y'all can do whatever y'all want to do, but to coexist with your own is a different type of feeling. Like, when you can coexist with the people who God made you to coexist with, wow, how powerful are you? So I challenge you today to look at the way that you view your skin color, look at the way that you view other skin colors, see if you are secretly holding animosity towards a darker person of color, see if your actions show that you are harboring some resentment towards that person because they are just simply chosen by God to hold this royal skin tone, and it's a heavy responsibility that comes with it. So again, if you are darker skinned, just choose to treat yourself like the royalty that you are, and other people will follow, I guarantee it. I hope you got something from my message. If you did, make sure you check out some of my other videos, and I will see you in the next one. Janique here, Janique TV. Peace.